All right, first week back. How would you sum it up? How's it gone?
It's been great. It's a relief to finally be back out here after all this time off, and I know the guys are rearing and ready to go, and just get back to the bread and butter of what we like to do as a team and start to identify the things that we want to do this year and accomplish.
Different vibe with the different head coach starting off things. I mean, you were with Greg at the end of last season, but does it have a different feel about it out of the gate?
No, I don't think so. I think maybe for the newer players, yeah. But for the guys that are able to end last year's season with him, it's more the same, a lot of continuity. He's very clear with what we want to accomplish, and we've been able to pick up right where we left off last year and kind of paint some clearer pictures and understand where we're going as a team.
It was a little bit of a wild ride in the offseason. You were gone, then you're back here in Toronto. How did that all play out for you?
Mostly just kind of sitting by my phone, waiting for things to kind of pan out in front of my eyes and then react to it. It was fine. I mean, it's always exciting to be drafted. I know I was pumped when I got drafted out of college, but to kind of go through the expansion draft and see how that worked mechanically and logistically was kind of crazy. And then to end up back with Toronto after a few hours was exciting to say the least, and I was thrilled to be back here and to be able to call Toronto home coming into this year.
Did you get a heads up? It seemed like the club had worked out some kind of deal that they weren't going to lose you.
It seemed like something had been predetermined in terms of when I was dealing with it, and as things sort of played out, it seemed like the cards had already been dealt. I wasn't aware of it, which was fine. Only an hour or two of real kind of recalibration in terms of trying to wrap my head around what's going to happen within a month or two. So. And then being able to just set it back to normal once I was back with Toronto, so that was great.
How did you hear the news that you'd been re-signed by Toronto?
Twitter. Yeah, I forget who exactly, but I remember talking to some of the guys. They were like, hey, check Twitter out. I think something's happening. I was like, well, I'll get on there and see. And then sure enough, the story was there that I was back, and I just was happy to be back.
Were you already looking up different pizza joints and stuff in New York?
Oh, no. I was still kind of just sitting there on the couch like, wow, this is really happening with my laptop open. So it was exciting. I mean, didn't expect it to happen, but just kind of rolled with the punches. And then there was another one thrown very soon after, so I just kind of rolled with that one as well.
Coach Vady was very complimentary about your fitness coming into camp. Did you change anything based upon your first professional year coming into this training camp?
Yeah, especially I tried to have two functioning legs underneath me this year when I came in. Last year was a little bit unfortunate with a meniscus knee injury that I had sustained in the college season. So that was a real weight on me last year, and it wasn't by any means an ideal situation to try to walk into your rookie year. But I kept my head down and did what I had to do. And this offseason, luckily, I was healthy and able to put in the work I would usually have done. So to come in fit is a whole new world. It's night and day from last year. So I can focus on the more important things.
You must have been, I would have thought, happy with your performance last season, though, because you went from being a rookie to somebody who was given some quality minutes.
Oh, for sure. I mean, you kind of set parameters in your mind of what you're ready to accomplish and what you think is feasible for you to kind of impact the team in a year such as last year at the start of the year. But as it went on and it was kind of playing for your next meal, kind of just wanting to stick around and make sure my performances warranted that type of behavior. It was great. I mean, at the end, I eclipsed anything I wanted to. And at that point, I just kind of decided never to look back and just keep going. And there's no use in putting these kind of limitations and barriers to what you think you'll accomplish when you can break through them at any time.
And is it a whole different feeling this year? I mean, it's not only a few months since the last time, but I would imagine just coming to camp, you know what to expect and things like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it speaks so much for the league and what a year can do for any young player, any player at all. Having a year underneath your belt makes a world of difference. And this year, I feel like a whole new player. I feel like I can focus on things and not worry so much about the rookie acclimation to the speed and to the nuances of the league and things like that. So I'm just happy to be here, keep my head to the ground, and see this preseason out.
Or hauling the water cooler.
That's right. Well, I did that a little bit last year, and luckily we have a lot of younger guys, So 23 isn't necessarily young in this league now, but I help out when I can. Those guys do the same, so it's good.
Does it feel like a tremendous vote of confidence almost that the general manager of this club immediately got you back when you were traded away?
Yeah, definitely. I think I was happy to be wanted by another club. I thought that was great. I think at the end of the day, any value that a team can see in you and will make a move to acquire you, that's great. But to see Toronto go out of their way to reacquire me, that speaks volumes for what they believe in me, and it's really fueled my confidence in myself and creates a platform for me to build off of starting this year.
And you changed numbers this year, is that correct?
Yes.
Tell us about.
I'm not a huge fan of 35. I understand that was the number kind of
If you're a
allocated.
running back, maybe.
Right, Tolbert maybe for the Panthers, but I got a lot of jokes about that from friends and family. But it was fine. I wore it for the first year and just want to kind of change things up. I think a little bit of it plays in the mental aspect of it. You want to have a number you feel comfortable wearing, and last year I was just happy to be on the field, and this year I can kind of set out to do some things I want to change, and that was one of them, and I got that out of the way early.
Does the one you've chosen have any significance to you?
No, not especially. Nothing I can really trace back, but something I know Reggie Lamb used to be a player on the team, and he was a close friend of mine, and if I can be Reggie Lamb incarnate, I know it's not a bad thing to be.
And did you do anything in the off-season in terms of traveling, go anywhere interesting? Or?
I had a few trips to New York. I was in Las Vegas for New Year's, which was exciting, and other than that, I was just at home.